So today I'm going to be using a new strategy to trade this $20 to at least 500 using the M's and W strategy. I used it before and I'm going to use it again in this video. I'm going to start in jump 100. You can see this is the 1 minute time frame. So what have I seen here? Since I'm trading the M's and W strategy, I also trade the resistance. Okay, so the point where it is now, if you look to the left, there was a lot of resistance which failed. So when it came to that area, the current price, it failed and then it came back again. When it managed to break that point over there to the left, it came down with a retest. The retest finished closely above the resistance, indicating the bullish movement. So that is when I entered here. So I'm expecting somewhere there will be the TP. Okay, I'll move on to the higher time frame so that you can see more clearly. So do pay attention and do not go full margin when you are testing a new strategy. Use your demo accounts, and if you go to the real account, use small lots, because you can't use high loads with something you haven't learned yet. So do take your time to learn, because as of myself, I also learned it. Okay, I also took my time, so do also take your time. So it's about trading the M's and W and the resistance. The resistance is very important on this strategy. You can see to the left side there was a lot of resistance, but price managed to break that point. When it did, it came back for a retest. Okay, it came back for a retest. Now I'm in the higher time frame. You can see the resistance has been magnified. It looks like one, right? But the higher the time frame, the more powerful the resistance, right? So somewhere right there, that is why I entered. It feels like it's going to do a big retest, but it's nothing to be worried about. It's just a few and a small floating loss. So do pay attention to what I've said. Use very small lots, okay? Otherwise you might regret it. So this strategy works in any time frame you might want, but if you're using it on the 1 minute time frame, then you need to be very fast on executing your orders, otherwise you might lose them. So another thing, wait patiently and you will see the magic. Okay, so you can see it's starting to go up, right? So some people, it usually scares them when it's giving them a floating loss, a small amount. They quickly close their trades. I'm sure that is the most mistake most of you do make in your trading journeys. When you see a floating loss, you quickly close, and then when you are in profit, you also quickly close. I don't know why you do that. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that, because either way you might just die. Okay, you might close a lot of small losses, or you can just close a big loss. So either way, just be confident in your trade. Don't get out. Soon enough you will have a profit. If you have made your analysis, then you have nothing to worry about. Your trade will just go up. Okay, so this can take a lot of time. So most of the stuff I will have to skip so that it doesn't take much time, because this is a lot of waiting.
2,000 years later.
So after a lot of waiting, this is the result which we have. Okay, it finally went up, but then there was another setup which you could have made so that you can be very sure. If you're not sure of the M's and W, you could have used this one, which will give you a bullish flag right there. That's the second TP. That's the second TP. When you can see the price hasn't reached the second TP yet, which means it's yet to go there. So which means I can't close for now yet. I still have to hold, because somewhere there it has to reach there. That's the second TP. It has to go there. Okay, it has to go there. The first TP has been reached. The first TP has been reached there. Now I await the second in jump 100 on the 1 minute time frame. All you have to do is wait, and then you get your result. You will get it. Okay, so the M's and W strategy is very simple, but all you just need to do is study how it works. So yeah, now the second TP has been reached. I think it's now time to exit the trade because second TP has been reached. I'm sure if you watched most of my videos, I talk about the first and second TP, so you would understand and know what I'm talking about here. So now I close the profit and go find more trades on the M's and W strategy. So all you have to do is find something that looks like an M or something like that looks like a W but not yet completed. So you'll be trading the remainder of that. So let's go to jump and trade again here. This is the M15. You can see that this is a W, right? It's a formation of a W. So I'm going to be buying the W. As simple as that. I'm going to be buying the W. I went full margin here. This is the 15 minutes. This works most in the volatility pairs or boom and crash, but in boom and crash you have to use higher time frames like the 1 hour and the H4 in the long. It doesn't work that much on the currency pairs, but I'll try to look more into it. Okay, so another reason for the buy entry is this one. You know, I always love trend lines. Trend lines are the best as they show you the exact price movement. So here we can see we have a triangle and a breakout and also a retest in that breakout. So which means I'll use the TP and I'll continue to go full margin on this trade because it has made a successful pullback, meaning to go up. Okay, so here in the 1 minute time frame my TP will be somewhere up there. Okay, so I'll buy again. TP is saved there. Okay, in the M1. So if you go to the 15 minutes, it's a W, so it means it's going according to my setup. I have a lot of reasons supporting my buy entry. So the M's looks like this. You get something like this. The first one there, that's a W. You can see that's a W, right? Let me use the arrow. Another W there and another W there. All you have to do is find the remainder. Okay, so the W there, you see it is TP, then the M, it is TP down there, and then a W again, it is TP on the top, and then a W again, it is TP, and then we have another W and then an M. Okay, so it's all about the resistance in M, W's and M's. Like here, that's how you use the strategy. That's how simple it is. Okay, so we are far up the bullish structure. It's going up to the TP because it's a W and it hasn't finished forming. There are a lot of W's, especially if you look the lower time frame. The market forms in W's and M's, so literally you can just trade every W and every M. Okay, just like that. So after a while you can see the TP has been reached, the W has been formed. Now I close all the positions, as simple as that, just as simple as that. So here we have the M's. So about the M here, I will go to the 5 minutes time frame. The 5 minute time frame, 115 volatility, 151s. There you go. This is the 15 minutes time frame. So you can see there's a lot of resistance there. There's a lot of resistance. You can go on the 30 minutes. That's a W. That's a W. So in here, if you move to the 50 minutes time frame, you can see that there's an M, right? And if you look closely, you can see that's a shoulder to the left, so which means it hasn't touched the high. Now it has to go down. That's a high there, indicating the left shoulder, which means right. We also have a right shoulder forming, so which means it has also have to go down. Okay, and you can see that it's an M forming, so which means when it finishes forming, it has to go down there. Okay, down there. That's how it is to do. That's how it is finished. So now you have to wait, because you set up fully waiting. All you have to do is form. Okay, it just has to finish forming. That's how you know. Be patient. So now I close my profit. Okay, I'll immediately go to another pair because I've seen the setup. So what do I do with the setup? Why am I selling here? Because to the left there's a lot of resistance. So the first resistance was very tough, and when price came again, it resisted. It never broke that resistance, but when it was coming down, using the M format, then it has to break the resistance going down. And you know the M has to finish forming, right? And if you look at this trade, it looks like a bearish flag. So after making your sell here on the sell, you have to wait. Just wait. Okay, so that's the second TP, which I always use in most of my videos. Okay, in most of my videos. And in a short space, let's just say the statistics, 1% they go wrong, 1%, but 99% of the time they are correct. But the first TP is 100% correct. It has never gone wrong. The price always goes to the first TP before it goes to the second TP. So you need to know about that when you're entering in your trade. You need to bear that in mind. So when you enter your trade here using the M format, so I'm just finishing the M. The other leg to the right isn't finished for me, so it has to finish for me. Okay, this is the 30 minutes. You need a bit of patience when you are in the trade, so that you can hold on and keep on the profits. Don't immediately close when you see a floating loss, because if you do that, you keep doing that for the rest of your life. So please, okay, so let's wait. We are in a bit of profit here. We keep waiting. So down there, it's gone down. Now it has touched the other left leg of the M format. All you have left to do now is close. All you have to do now is close. So that was the resistance there, which means it has to be broken with the other one there. It has to break that one. Okay, it has to break. That's how the M's and W. I shall keep posting more videos on the M's and W strategy, so that you can become familiar with it, so that you know how to use it. Okay, so I'm going to buy, because when it touches the other leg, it resists when it touches, because it's a resistance. Okay, the left leg is a resistance, so which means when the other right leg touches it, it resists going up. So that's how you need to know. When the M is complete, it tends to resist. I hope you do get what I'm saying here. It tends to resist like that. Like that. So you can trade the continuation, and then you can trade the retest, which will be both of the profit for you. It will be profit. So now I'm 361. Okay, let's keep going. We are scalping. Okay, it will just depend on the time frame. Sometimes it can be the 1 minute time frame, sometimes it cannot be. So here I decided to switch on back to candles so that you can see. I'm buying here because most of the traders, when they see this type of setup, they will think it's a sell. But look closely, there's a shallow opening, and then at the end there's a wide opening. So you need to know this trade goes up, and then it reverses when it breaks out, and it makes a fake out, then it goes down. So most of the people would sell early, and then when they sell early, that's where the stop losses of the early sellers are hit. but you need to buy first, okay, so that it goes to that first resistance, because that resistance is very hard. It's like it attracts the price to go there. So the profit, my profit is somewhere there. I'll put it to the where there is resistance there. You can see after some time it went up, okay, the trade did go up. So now the next thing you expect is close. Since we are at a resistance here, it has to go down. Now this is the H4. Since we're at a resistance, it has to go down because the resistance is still fresh, okay. So what I'll do now, I will use the indicator, the Bollinger Bands, the one which you can see that it has hit the top Bollinger Band after the breakout, so which means it has to go down. So you'll see in my next video how it works.